Today I'm going to be breaking down the top 3 ground-based armies here at Townhall 9 so you can crush any base in the brand new hard mode. So here are the 3 armies that we are going to be looking at today. We have Witches, we have GoWiPe, and we have GoHo. So these are the 3 armies we're going to be exploring and breaking down in detail so I can show you how to 3-star any base at Townhall 9 in hard mode. Okay, so the first army composition we're going to be breaking down is of course Witches. Now Witches has been for the longest time probably the strongest strategy here at Townhall 9, and it remains really strong even in this brand new hard mode. We're also going to be taking a look at the new Druid troop in the clan castle. It's actually going to be coming in and featuring in all 3 of these army compositions. So if you want to use that new troop, these are definitely the army compositions for you. But Witches really is not complicated at all. So I'm going to break it down so we can get through this video. First of all, what we're going to want to do is identify the best area to come in from. On this particular base, you guys will see it's going to be coming in from that top left hand side. We're going to start off with a golem on one section and 2 witches in behind. We're then going to do the same on the other corner, and then the third golem's going to come in between them on a flat side of the base, and the 6 remaining witches are going to be spammed in as well. Now if we go ahead and pause that right there, you'll see what I did. I actually raged fairly close to the outside of the base, which you might think is a bit of a waste, but we want to make sure we're getting as much DPS as possible into the base. We also, if we rage up those wall breakers, it means each wall breaker is going to be able to open up one wall section themselves, which means we should hopefully be able to break further into the base. Now we also have this brand new troop over here, of course the Druid. If you guys don't know how the Druid works, basically you've got 30 seconds and it's going to be a ground based healer. After that 30 seconds, you guys will see it's going to change into a bear troop. So out come the CC. Now in this particular army composition, we don't actually have a poison spell, but luckily we of course have the queen and we have all of those witches to help take down any potentially dangerous clan castle troops. Now we used those earthquake spells on the back end, and you want to make sure you're using those earthquake spells where you can guarantee you're going to open up the most compartments. Now usually what I'll identify where I can open up the most compartments, and then I will attack from the opposite side, so that earthquake spell is going to be active throughout the back end, and the jump spell, because of course like you saw just there, is going to wear off, so it's better to use that at the start of the attack and use the earthquake spells for the back end. But you guys will see in this one, honestly, the witches are incredibly strong. You do not need to panic too much about strategy and stuff when it comes to witches, because they are pretty much a spam based troop. Using those earthquakes to open up all the back end compartments means they've pretty much got free reign to run through every single section. And of course, with the help of that Druid troop, you're going to hopefully be able to keep a lot of those witches alive and pushing all the way through to the back end, summoning those skeletons and easily crushing a hard mode base. So you guys will see there is our first 3-star, and this is definitely a very strong strategy. So the next strategy we're going to be jumping in and taking a look at is going to be GoHo, which for the longest time has been my favorite strategy here at Townhall 9. It's a really fun strategy and it's really effective as well. You're going to be able to take down most bases using this, and honestly the new Druid troop actually works really well with this particular composition because it's going to help keep your kill squad alive and push further through into the base. Now I also do like to use the Apprentice Warden with this particular army, so you can switch from the Druid to the Apprentice Warden as well if that's something you wish to do. But let's go ahead and we'll take a look at what we do on this particular example. The main thing we want to make sure we do here with our kill squad is identify where the queen is and where the clan castle is. These are the 2 objectives with our kill squad. We want to make sure we are taking all of them down because they can wreak havoc to our hog riders. So I'm going to use a golem to do a bit of tanking and 1 or 2 wizards in to start creating that funnel, another golem and a couple of wizards in behind. Then going to time my wall breakers so I can make sure I to open up those compartments. It's going to take 3 non-raged wall breakers to open up a single wall section here at Townhall 9. And if we pause it up, you'll see we've already opened up a good chunk of the base. We should be able to completely clear this top right hand side, and the clan castle troops are now coming out, and at the same time we're going to engage the enemy queen, catching them all in that poison spell, which is perfect for us. Now you'll see the druid is actually over here bouncing that healing ball through all of those troops, actually bringing some of our golems back up a little bit, which is fantastic. It means they are going to tank for us for much longer. Now unfortunately we didn't wall break too much further into the base, so we're going to have to pop that king's ability there to open up this section. We are also going to be able to take down the enemy king here, which is an added bonus. It means we're not going to have to use that skeleton spell on the king, but in fact we can use it on an X-bow or something like that on the back end. And you guys will see the new bear troop there. Of course, the druid changes into the bear after 30 seconds. So far we are looking really, really strong. And at this point is when we are going to start to bring in those hog riders. Now we're not going to spam them in a big line. We're going to use them fairly strategically in groups of 4 or 5. And do not be scared to use those heal spells as well, because we want to make sure we're protecting these hog riders. Our kill squad did such a fantastic job at clearing out the core and right hand side of this base. It means we can pretty much go heal, 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 all connecting and keeping these hogs alive easily through to the back end of this one. And we still have both of our golems at full size right there. You see neither of them have actually popped, and we still have the bear from the new druid troop alive as well. And this one absolutely crushed in hard mode. Really, really easy to smash through bases with GoHo. Lots and lots of hog riders at the back end of this one. And even though our heroes obviously get a bit of a nerf when it comes to hard mode, we are still able to crush bases at Townhall 9 if you go about it strategically. And the third and final army we're going to be taking a look at today is going to be the ever classic GoWiPe. Now this is something that's been around since the very, very early days of Clash of Clans, but there's a reason it was so popular. And that's because it is still really strong if you use it effectively. Now again, we're going to be coming in with that quad earthquake spell to try and pick up as much value and open up as many compartments as possible. We're going to have 1 rage, 1 jump as well, a poison of course for the clan castle troops, and a skeleton spell just to potentially help with some heroes or even the X-bows. 3 golems, lots of tanking in this one, 3 P.E.K.K.A.s, some wizards and wall breakers of course as well. So the main thing you want to do with this is get a really wide spread on your troops. You'll see we're going to start funneling on a corner here and start funneling on a corner here. Typically I like to go 1 golem, 1 P.E.K.K.A. and then 2 or 3 wizards. We're then going to let them do a little bit of funneling and then get the rest of our troops all in together. So that's the remaining golem, the remaining P.E.K.K.A., all of our wizards. We get our king, queen, CC troops in, all behind each other. We do of course pull out the clan castle troops fairly early on this particular example, so we have to use that poison spell pretty early on, and we're going to want to make sure we use a rage to help us get through that without taking too much damage. Now, wall breakers to open up a section for 1 or 2 portions of the army, so that's 1 or 2 golems, 1 or 2 P.E.K.K.A.s. We're then going to use a jump spell on the other side because we don't want the troops to clump up too much. We actually want them to keep a nice flat spread and almost walk at the same time through the base, and that's exactly what we're going to be achieving right here. You'll see we've got a golem over here on the right, golem over here on the left, and they are broken up perfectly. Quad Quake gonna come through, open up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 compartments it looks like on the back end of this one. Skeleton spell going to be coming in to help us get through that X-bow, and honestly this one is looking absolutely perfect. King's gonna help us get through one of those wall sections on the back end. We've got the bear from the druid troop gonna be coming in, just doing a little bit more DPS on the back end of this one, but honestly GoWiPe is still super, super strong. The most important thing with this particular army composition is making sure you funnel correctly. When you get those first 2 funnels in on either side, just take a breath, give them a little bit of time to do some work, let that funnel get set. It's the exact same as on the witches. If you go too quickly and spam, there's a very high chance all of your troops are going to go around the outside of the base, which is what we definitely do not want. So you guys will see, we can just speed through the back end of this one because our P.E.K.K.A.s and our heroes are still alive. They're going to help clean up this base. Still actually got that Queen's ability as well, which is going to go off right there. But this one, going to be completely crushed as well. So there is 3 amazing ground-based armies that you guys can use at Townhall 9 to effectively smash through the new hard mode here in Clash of Clans. So if you did enjoy this video and you'd like to see more from us here at the Townhall in the future, make sure you leave a like on the video. Let us know down in the comments if you tried any of these 3 strategies, and subscribe as well while you are down there for lots more future content here on the Townhall.